So in this video we're going to have a look at alternate segment theorem, which is one of the more difficult circle theorems to understand. So we'll look at our first diagram. So the setup you have where the alternate segment theorem applies, you'll have a tangent to your circle, and then you'll have two lines coming off that tangent from the point where it touches, forming a triangle. So you've got a segment here, and then you've got another segment here. Okay, so segments are when you just have what do you call it, a line, a chord, should we say, a chord coming across from one part of the circle to another and separating your circle into two segments. So with the segment theorem, we actually have two what are called minor segments, so the smaller part of the circle. So we've got the minor segment here, A, and the minor segment, B. And what we see occurs under these conditions is that the angle between the tangent and the outside of the smaller segment, they're equal here and here, and that's where the word alternate comes, a little bit like the Z angle rule. And then because we're dealing with the other segment as well, then the alternate would be inside this triangle and outside on the segment there. So if we take that into a practical question, and we're asked to find some missing angles here, then we should see that the 60 is alternating with the x being the angle between the tangent and this segment here. So x will be 60 degrees. And if that angle there is 50, then that will alternate with this angle here. Okay, that angle here. So the 50 will alternate with the 50 there. Okay, so I said something about it being like a Z angle, but don't think that the 60 and the 50 are the same. They are not. If you look clearly here, that is not the angle of the segment theorem, right? And that is what looks a little bit like Z, so ignore that. It is this angle and that angle. So it's the angle on the inside of this segment, and then on in the triangle on the inside of the other segment. So it's those two that you have to look for. So we'll have a look at one more example to see if that's clear. Perhaps you might want to try that first, but can you fill in, if that is 70, can you fill in the other angle that is 70 degrees? So again, so it's either going to be this angle or that angle, and remember it is not the Z angle. So the Z angle, we're tempted to put it here, it's actually the angle up there, which is 70 degrees. So we'll do one more, just draw one more in, see if we can do that. So we've got that and that. So if I give you 50 degrees and there, then where is the other 50 degrees? And what you should be telling me is it goes there. And although angles these diagrams are never drawn exactly to scale, it's always worth looking to see whether they are roughly the same. You can see if I put it here, this is an angle that's quite close to 90 degrees and not as acute as that. So kind of use that as a last resort if you're not quite sure. Okay, that's alternate segment theorem.